Grace!
Let's go. Go. Ready, set, go.
I haven't talked to you for 7 days, 7 nights. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Let's do it.
Did you know, Grace, did you know that your pinky finger is your strongest finger? Hold it up. Hold it up. No, we're going to do a test here. Okay. That finger right there you're holding up, that's your strongest finger. So give that finger some love. Now I'm going to give you another fact. Did you know your middle finger, the nail is the fastest growing of all your nails? Yeah.
Okay.
You see it? It's growing right now faster than the rest. Do you see it?
You were just feeding Ben. You understand that, right?
Oh, yeah. He's taking screenshots of us. Man, wow. Oh. Anyway, the more you know. I mean, there's my fun facts for the night. That's true stuff. Okay. I just wanted to give you a visual.
Okay. It's good.
I like it. What are you doing for the next hour? You want to do a podcast with me or what?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Oh, Grace, are you ready? All right. Prepare yourself for this one. I got to get this.
I'm prepared. Your voice got deep and everything. You're ready to go.
All right. Here we go. Listen up.
In or up? Am I listening in or am I listening up?
Just
which one?
Stop talking and listen to my voice.
Okay.
Grace, the numbers for this episode may make people giggle and their minds go down the wrong roads. My job is to keep their trucks on the right path so they don't lose their loads. It's a very slippery slope and a very fine line. So let's clean it up on episode number 69. I'm Eric, Idiot Runner Kosek.
And I'm Grace, Hot Pants Langheim. Eric is all business in the front of the pack, and I am all about the party in the back.
That's right, business up front and party in the back. Together, we are the Running Mullet.
And we are going to talk about every aspect of running, the podium to the DNF and everything in between.
If you are a runner, this show is for you. Now sit back, get out your foam roller, and enjoy the party. I mean, I don't know. I've been working on that intro for about 4.5 months now.
Yeah.
That's the best I can do. I'm sorry. Now we can move on from that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Happy episode number 69. It seems like we just celebrated a year and here we are.
Yeah.
More into the next year. We should have really changed this to season 2. I don't know what you were thinking.
Yeah, obviously.
The season has to change at some point, Grace. Yeah. When does it change?
It's all seasons all the time.
I guess we're on season 1 still.
Okay.
How are you, Grace? How was your weekend that passed?
Oh, weekend was great. Jason and I went to West Virginia, and it was lovely. We went to Cacapon. Is that how you say it? Cacapon State Park.
Bless you.
Thank you. It was nice. It was relaxing. We got good food. We didn't really have any serious plans, which was lovely.
Nice. Sounds like a jolly fun time.
Yeah, it was a jolly fun time. And you came home from Vermont.
I mean, that's close. We're in Maine. So
Maine.
Yeah.
All right. It's one of those states.
New England, eh? Yeah.
It's pretty up there. That's all I know. It's all pretty.
Yeah.
You came back from Maine. Yeah.
Yeah, we came back from Maine. I don't even think we traveled through Vermont. So you're definitely wrong there. But it was a good shot. It was a good try.
I am wrong. Let's see how many times you can bring that up throughout the episode.
Ooh, I like this game. Yeah, it was we had a fun week of running trails and enjoying ourselves. And
that's good.
And it ended. Yeah. I don't like being home, Grace. This is dumb.
Moop. Yeah, it is dumb.
Anywho,
we have fun. We have a great guest coming on. There is a big weekend. I mean, we can't forget to mention that Western States is this coming weekend, so that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, and we're coming to you live from the Western States course in California at the finish line. No, that's not true.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it'll be fun to watch this weekend. So yeah, watch Western States. The Golden Hour is always a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and I'm sure we will be discussing it on next week's show, huh? Number
Sure.
7.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But before then, we have a great guest, and you wanna intro Barry?
Yeah, sure. Before, happy summer, by the way, Grace. It's summertime now.
It is summertime,
Yeah.
and guess what?
What?
The days are getting shorter.
Oh my God! Thank you for that horrible news. That I hate. All right, I'm going to just pop him on the show, Mr. Barry Main. He is. Oh boy, he is full out German mode right now, as you can see. That is what we're going to talk about because he just got back from Germany from doing a 106-kilometer trail race on Germany's largest mountain. And this is my favorite part of saying this word, Zugspitz Ultratrail race. Is that correct, Barry?
The Zugspitz.
See, I knew you were going to have some accent. Yeah, that's beautiful. Say it again, Zugspitz.
Zugspitz.
Yeah.
The highest mountain is the Zugspitze.
Nice. Are you German, Barry?
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, you acted very well. I was wondering. So he just completed this race. Congratulations to you. Barry's done a lot of big things around our area in the past. I don't have a list to read off to you, Barry. You can throw them out there if you want, but basically, we're here to talk about this. This seems like a pretty tough trail race, right up there with or above as far as numbers go, anything around here. So tell us about your experience, how you got into this race, why you wanted to do it, and all the good stuff.
All right. So I used to live in Garmisch-Partenkirchen.
Okay.
Where the race starts. I lived in Germany for 14 years, 9 years in Garmisch. And
now, did you live there due to work or what? What got you to Germany?
When I was 23 years old, I saw an ad in the newspaper for snowboard instructor in Germany. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm doing that. I was living in Vermont at the time.
Nice.
And so the job was at a Armed Forces Recreation Center, which is like a American military resort in Garmisch. And so I moved there when I was 23 and just traveled all around Europe, traveled to Africa, Asia, and so back then I drank a lot of beer, didn't run too much, and I learned how to homebrew, and so just did a lot of traveling, partying, learning new cultures, and then moved to Pennsylvania.
So obviously, when you got into the running scene, that I'm sure that race. How long has that race been going on? The Zugspitz?
10 years.
Okay, so it had to be on your radar as soon as you realized you had this love of ultra running, right?
Yeah, I knew when I lived there. I knew about the race, but I wasn't into racing and all that. I did do my first marathon when I was 31 years old in Budapest.
Wow, you've been around.
Then,
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so has this race been on your radar for a while?
I knew about it, but I was, out checking out all the races around here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just had an idea. Let's go to Germany. Let's go back because we haven't been there in 5 years. So I want to do Western States one day and Hard Rock. So the lotteries were in December. And we'll go to Germany. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so many questions, and you've been running for a while. Just to give people a feel for this, I did pull up your ultra sign up, so we can we can get a feel for it. So you've done Hellgate, Rim to River, Mid-State Massive. You did Mid-State Massive last year, didn't they change the course last year? I think they did. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I just know it's all the way from New Hampshire to Connecticut.
Yeah. You've done Grindstone, Baker, of course Heiner, of course Naked Nick, and a lot of the naked races, the naked series, Burning River. So you got some good races behind you already. Was this your first trail ultra overseas?
Yes. First international race.
Okay.
Well, trail race.
Yeah. So can we start with traveling? How was traveling with all of your stuff? How did you, I mean, Eric, when you went to Canada, you did everything. Yeah. It was not good.
No.
Eric did everything. You carried everything with you, right? You didn't check any bags.
So, I mean, Canada, yeah, I guess that's different. I mean, when I did Tahoe 200, I UPS'd a giant box of my belongings out ahead of time to the house that I was renting, and that worked out really well. And that was more peace of mind. It was expensive, but it was more peace of mind that I wasn't putting it on the airplane or the airplane I was traveling on. When we went to Canada, I just traveled with a suitcase full of all my stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So Barry, how'd it go for you?
So like nothing was missing or anything, but our flight was delayed. So we flew from Baltimore to Frankfurt, and we were supposed to fly from Frankfurt to Munich, but we missed the connecting flight, and the Euro Cup for soccer is going on. So there were no flights from Frankfurt to Munich. So they said, we can put you on a train, which is like 6 hours instead of 1 hour. So we showed up late on Thursday night. We showed up, and the race was Friday night at 10 p.m.
Oh boy.
So we were supposed to show up Thursday morning.
Oh my gosh.
And then, so my cousins were also coming from Boston to Frankfurt to Munich. We were supposed to meet in Frankfurt on the same flight. Their flight got canceled, and it was their first time in Europe. So they were in Boston for 30 hours at the airport, and they didn't quit. They made it. And I felt so bad the day of the race. I was like, I'm going to meet them in Munich to like just help them out to get the train back to Garmisch.
Yeah.
So I didn't get much sleep before the race.
Goodness. Do you think that helped or hindered, or not really sure?
I think it hindered. I was yawning before the race even started.
Oh boy.
So that's not really a good thing. But
no, that's not good. Alrighty. Okay, so that was one of my big questions. The other big question that I have is aid stations. Tell us about the aid stations. What did they serve? Warm beer, cheese, and bread, right? I'm hoping? No. Okay.
No. So the aid stations in the United States or Pennsylvania are way better.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
So a couple things I noticed over there. They had cucumbers and cherry tomatoes.
Oh
my gosh. What is that going to do?
What is a cucumber going to do? It's not even a pickle yet.
No.
So there were no pickles, no pickle juice. They had pound cake, cups of dried pretzels, or like the little pretzels, watermelon, oranges, bananas, and then just a sports drink. So that was basically what they had at the aid stations, and I think they had some like power bars
Okay.
chopped up.
Yeah.
All right, not too awfully bad. They're giving you fuel.
I thought the cucumbers were kind
That
of weird.
was- That's odd.
Aren't
It's
they
just
0
pure water.
calories? Right?
Yeah, pure water. Now, I want to say, like, this, I don't know what you had for exact feet of gain, not kilometers or anything like that, but it was over 16,000 feet of elevation. Is that
It
correct?
ended up being 17.5.
Yeah, for a 106-kilometer race. So
Yeah,
that's intense. Like,
it was
that's
big.
That's a big boy race right there.
Huge.
I don't even know how you fit that in. So
It
how long did it take you?
A little over 16 hours.
Wow.
That doesn't
Nicely
seem,
done.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's speedy. Now, were you at elevation?
The highest point was 7,000 feet.
Okay. So, yeah, you're starting to get up there. Yeah.
Yeah, the Zugspitz is almost 10,000 feet.
Okay.
But we only made it up to 7,000.
Right.
Is there snow the rest of the way? I mean, is it just a matter of, keeping it safe?
So I basically consider this like a mini UTMB.
Mm-hmm.
Because UTMB, you run around Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
And you go to Italy, from France, Italy, Switzerland, and back. This one, you go from Germany to Austria, back to Germany.
Nice.
Around like the Zugspitz Massif. So
Gotcha.
The first part of the race, so if you break it up into two 50Ks,
Mm-hmm.
the first 50K was about 11,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So like Call the Wilds on steroids.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
there were
fast.
yeah, so it took me about 8 hours to get to 54 kilometers to the first aid station where my wife was.
Yeah, that's so speedy.
And
All right.
so there were snowfields, probably 500 feet long. The biggest one was 500 feet downhill, and they had a rope going down it, so you could hold the rope if you wanted to and slide down. And then just like mud everywhere around that.
Was that pretty typical for that race? Like, was everybody prepared for that?
Uh-oh. Come back, Barry.
Barry's frozen. That must be from the snow. He froze from the snow.
Come on, Barry. Come on back. Come on.
He's on his way back. That just seems like such a cool experience, especially being similar to UTMB. That's always been, CCC has been one that's on my bucket list, and I don't know that I could handle all those crowds. Although I'll be interested to hear from Barry how big the crowds were for this race, because out in Europe, they do not take their trail running lightly.
All right.
There he is.
Whew. Yeah, I know. So we were just talking, Barry.
Sorry about that.
No, that's totally fine. We're talking about the crowds compared to, and Ben asked this question, is ultra racing more of a spectator sport in Europe than here on the East Coast? Like, obviously you were in some remote parts, but as far as when there was towns or people around, were there people out there cheering for you, or how was it?
It was I'd say only that one spot where I showed on Facebook where I had, they call it Puke Hill.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably a different word in German, but there was like, there was a DJ cool at the top, and
wow,
it was kind of like a trail running group, a club that they're just there to support people. So the main guy has a huge nose ring and bald head, huge beard, and just crazy guy. Just likes to have fun, but they were there just to help out the runners.
Nice. And you kind of zoomed through that aid station. Did you kind of zoom through a lot of the aid stations, or did you stop and hang out at all?
Well, that wasn't an aid station. It was more of like a cheer station.
Nice. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, he's skipping right through this stuff. All right, that makes more sense.
All right, the trails. Now, were they typical of what you'd see in PA with a little rocky and technical, or were they nice and smooth and buffed out? And Maurice's last question, do the streams have beer running through them?
There's always beer flowing in Germany and Austria.
Nice.
But it was a mixture. It started out on like a bike path that's paved, and then it goes up into the trail, and it's a little technical. Yeah, there's roots and rocks, and then you're on a ski trail. So part of it, you're above tree line and in open fields, and there's like the cows actually graze up in the mountains there.
Wow.
So there's cow tracks that are all like rutted out. So like deep ruts.
Yeah.
And then there was snow. There was ice that you had to cross. Snow and mud. Mud
What
that
were
was just like
What were the
deep.
temperatures like most of the race for you?
I started out in a long sleeve shirt, so it's pretty cool there. A lot cooler than Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one point at nighttime, it was just like we were on a ridge line, and the wind was blowing probably 30 miles an hour, constant, just like a fan would blow. It wasn't like whoosh, whoosh. It was just blowing hard, and it didn't get too cold though. I'd say cold enough that there's still snow on the mountains.
Okay, so back up to the beginning. How are you feeling at the beginning other than yawning? Like you're yawning at the beginning, and kind of take us through the race of how it went for you now that we have a little bit of a feel of what the course looks like and feels like and everything. Kind of take us through the day.
Well, started out, there was a band and they played AC/DC, Highway to Hell.
Nice.
When we started out, and you go through the center of Garmisch where it's a walking zone, all shops. And that's where a lot of spectators were there at the start. And then you go through the town and go on the bike path, and then you get up through the woods. I was feeling pretty good for a while. I got my poles out. We were hiking up some really, really steep stuff. So that was at nighttime. That's when it was like 11,000 feet of climbing.
Okay.
So huge monsters out there. Like,
now, when you say huge monsters, is it like 4,000 feet sustained climb and then go back down, or at any one time, how far were you going up in one climb?
Maybe over 3,000.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I think from Garmisch to the highest point, I think that was maybe 15 miles, and that's 5,000 feet.
It's a good climb.
Yeah. But it was like up and down and then up. And it was nighttime, so you could see all the headlamps. Because you're on just kind of like you're not in the woods.
Yeah.
You're on an open field and a ski resort, and you just see the headlamps going up to outer space.
That's great.
It was crazy.
And how many people were in the race?
About 650 to 700.
Okay, that's a nice size, especially for a trail race. That's a good chunk of people. So you're in the beginning. So you get into the night section. You see all the headlights going to outer space. And in the beginning, are you going out hard, or are you staying a little conservative? What was your plan in the beginning?
I wanted to get by the front, not too I ended up in 54th place. So
wow, nicely
I wanted
done.
to stay like close to the front. I didn't
Uh-huh.
want to get behind any Congo lines or anything going
Right.
into the woods because I knew
Mm-hmm.
I know the area. So I
Mm-hmm.
knew it was like a 3-mile run to get into the woods, to
Mm-hmm.
where the woods start. So I wanted to get out kind of by the front. And then I don't know, I pushed it hard. I gave it my all.
Nice. Now, did that pay off? Did you bonk at all?
I'd say so. Go probably at like at the 50K mark.
Mm-hmm.
We had to climb before that, like this huge mountain, probably the third biggest climb. And when I got around the corner out of the woods, I looked up. I was like, "Oh man, that's huge! I can't believe I have to climb that right now." Because I
Mm-hmm.
could see the headlamps way up there, and the sun was coming up too. But we got to the top, and what goes up must come down. So I think it was probably a 3,000 foot plus downhill,
Wow.
and that was really tough. And then
How did you approach that? Because you knew like, oh, this is gonna trash my quad. So did you mix it up? Did you stay conservative?
I went as hard as I could.
Nice.
I'm not really like a big downhiller.
Yeah.
I'm more of uphill guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I went pretty hard. I trained my legs, did some leg work and stuff. So
yeah, get it done.
Yeah, I just wanted to give it everything I had. So I pushed it pretty hard. And when I got to the aid station, I needed to sit down because that was huge going downhill.
Yeah.
And I was definitely feeling it.
Okay. So, what was your strategy at the aid station? So, what did you bring food too?
Yeah, I had some SIS gels. They're like chews.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
some Morton gels. I didn't hit the caffeine till the midway point.
Okay.
And I had Gnarly, the orange drink.
Yep.
And then there's like a super carb scratch, super carb. I'm starting to use that.
Super fuel. The hardest part about that is getting it to mix up in your water.
Yeah. So if you put like 7 scoops in there, it's tough. So I might do 5 scoops next time.
Yeah, I think the idea is especially if you have a crew, is just have them do it before, an hour or two before you need it, and that way it can kind of break down.
Yeah, because it got clogged.
Yeah, exactly. Clogs your nipple up.
Yeah.
Clogged nipples are no good.
Nobody likes a clogged nipple.
No.
It's not good for you.
No.
Now, was the course flagged well? How did that go?
Yeah, totally flagged well. It's not like tons of offshoots everywhere. It's basically, it wasn't hard to find the trail or to stay on the trail.
Yeah. Plus, there's so many people. I mean, that has to make it easier too.
And that wasn't the only race.
Oh, okay.
There's a bunch of shorter races too.
Okay.
So they all basically follow the same trail. And there's the 106K Zugspitz Ultratrail. Then there's the Erwald Trail, Leutosch Trail, Mittenwald Trail. So they all kind of get smaller and smaller along the way.
Yeah.
But we started seeing the Erwald Trail people. Erwald is a town in Austria.
Okay.
And then Leutosch is a valley in Austria.
Yeah.
So we'd meet up with those people.
Now,
and that's when you saw the big hill going up, everybody was together then.
Okay. Nice. Now, it's more common in Europe for people to have like a solid running kit. Like they got like a running kit ready to go. Did you see a difference in how trail runners are dressed out there?
Oh, they have like the gear.
They have all the gear.
It looks like they all have new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, totally different from us.
Yeah. We're just a bunch of dirtbag trail runners, I think.
Right.
In comparison.
So they all have like the Solomon or Dynafit stuff, and
wow.
So this looks, I mean, this looks like an amazing race. I got to say, I don't research enough across the pond to look at races that intrigue me, but the numbers into this one look like something I want to put on my old bucket list. Is there what did you have to do to register for this? What was the prerequisites? Did you have to show that you did anything beforehand, or was it just pay the money and sign up?
Just go for it. And I think it was like $200. About 200. Yeah. So not expensive compared to
that's why you got cucumbers at the aid station.
Right. Yeah.
But the cool part about it is like Garmisch is an awesome town, and people walk around in lederhosen on a daily basis in Garmisch.
Wow.
Yeah. When people think of Germany and lederhosen,
yeah,
like you don't see lederhosen and dirndls in northern Germany or most of Germany. You see it in Bavaria.
Nice.
So this was in Bavaria, in the Alps of Germany, the Bavarian Alps. So that's a really cool part about traveling there.
Yeah,
and awesome food.
You should be able to do any one of Stefan's races for free now, I think, especially if you wear your lederhosen to his races.
I think so.
Okay, so you did your big uphill, you did your big downhill. Keep going through the race. You took a little break at the aid station.
So
is it daylight now? You saw sunrise.
It's daylight now. It's I think like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Okay.
And then it gets flat. So 6 miles flat to another aid station. And on the elevation profile, it looks flat. And then the next segment is another 6 miles. And it looks like that looks flat too, but it's more like rolling hills.
Yeah.
And then you get to a castle, Schloss Elmau. That's one of the aid stations. And then the next segment is, I think it was 8 miles. But that's the part where it's on the elevation profile. It looks just rolly, but it was huge. Even like a little thing on the elevation profile is like gigantic. And then
now, were those climbs steep or just rolly?
Well, after the castle, then it was steep.
Okay.
Steep, and you get up to a spot, rolly, and then you go down, and there's like huge switchbacks going down.
Okay.
And before the switchbacks, my friends and family were out there, and that gave me a boost. I was super pumped. And then from there, you get to a gorge called the Partnach Klamm, and it's about 4,000 to 5,000 foot climb.
Wow.
I think a little over 4,000, I think.
Oh
it's really steep, and then it levels out and a little downhill, but then you go up the huge switchbacks. So it was, I think, that was only 3 miles, 4,000 feet.
Wow.
Dang.
Oh my gosh! What did you do?
The numbers might be off a little bit, but
yeah. And we'll get back to the course again. But what did you do to get ready for that kind of I mean, you have the AT up by you, so you've got a little bit of vertical to deal with, but you don't have anything like that.
So, I have 2 little kids, one or 3 and 1. So, I do a lot of treadmill.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I don't want to like leave my family and stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
I go out to the garage and climb a mountain.
Okay. How high can you get your treadmill? Do you have one of the climbers?
It goes to 12%.
Okay.
But you do an hour on 12%, you can get some vert.
See,
Yeah.
that's all
And
you
then-
need, folks. Just get a treadmill.
And then you don't have to drive and waste time. So I
Yeah.
wake up super early in the morning, do the treadmill,
Yeah.
work full-time job, come home, make dinner for my family, put the kids to bed, back on the treadmill.
Wow. Oh
Good for
my
you.
gosh.
And,
That's
There's always
amazing.
time. There's always time. You just
Yeah.
gotta make it.
I was sleeping probably 5-6 hours a night for a couple months.
Yeah. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. You still got some sleep in there. You still got to prioritize that rest, but at least you weren't doing like 3 or 4 hours. That's good. Okay.
But then on the weekends, Colonel Denning State Park.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's some steepness out there.
Okay. I haven't been out there. That I know of. Have I? I don't know that I've been out there. I think up your way, I would usually go to Hawk Mountain. I like going up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's very people-y, though. There's a lot of folks there.
People. Yeah.
People-y. It is people-y. Okay, so you go up 4,000 feet. Did you have to come back down that one, too?
Yeah.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
from the top, like the second highest point of the race, they call it the Osterfelder. It's actually a ski lift, big tram ski lift goes up there.
Wow.
And from there, it's 8 miles back to Garmisch and about 4,000 foot, maybe a little less than 4,000 foot downhill.
Okay, so it's all downhill to the finish for the last 8 miles.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
And at that point, you're like, one point you're going on a ski trail. And there's all of the races combined going down.
Oh,
so there's hundreds of people
at
running downhill. Yeah. And at that point, I was just like, I'm sending it.
Yeah.
And I passed 200 people or more going down.
That's awesome. In your dirtbag trail running gear.
Right. I was just like, here we go. So Germans, sorry, Germans, if you're out there, but they do not like to have fun.
Oh.
Well, maybe they do like to have fun, but
I'm sure.
They don't show that they're having fun.
Yeah.
And when I'm running and racing and stuff, I talk to people all the time. I'm like, good job, or whatever, chat them up. And I would say, good job. Yeah, I was saying it in English, but most of them speak English.
Yeah.
And hardly any of them would respond.
Yeah. They're focused.
Yeah. They would just say servus, that's hello in Bavarian. And they'd be like, servus. I got probably one guy out of 50. I got to like play around and yodel and have fun.
Oh, you did yodeling?
I yodel a little bit when I'm out.
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it now?
I think we need to hear it now. Come on.
It's the 69th episode. How are we gonna not have yodeling in an episode?
Okay, I like it. Thank you for that.
Oh, that's great.
So you might hear me do that at Eastern States or something like that. But
Nice.
I like to just do that call. You'll hear that at beer festivals in Germany.
How do I do it? Yee-haw-hoy! Did I do it?
There you go.
You got it.
Yeah. You're good. You're natural.
Thank you.
So was where the people the runners signed up? I mean, obviously most were probably Germans. How many people? Do you know how many people from the U.S. ran it? Does it bring in?
There were 12 Americans.
Wow.
Nice.
First American right here.
Yeah, we had First American on our show, Eric.
Yeah, that's big. 69.
And so there were, about 650 people. Just a little perspective here. There's 90 million people in Germany.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It's the size of Montana with 90 million people.
Holy moly.
Man, that's a lot of
So
people. And there's mountains, so like where there are not mountains, there's just people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
just a fun fact.
that's perfect. So you're passing 200 people downhill, yodeling. You tell us about the finish line, coming across the finish.
Yeah, what I want to know what you got for finishing.
Oh, wish I had it here, but
What?
it's upstairs.
All right, fine.
So yeah, I did the downhill and then it was flat for a little bit and I burned everything going on the downhill. So I was taking it easy on the last half mile. I was crushed. And then I get to the finish line and my family and friends weren't there.
Oh no.
That's
I was
okay.
like,
Everything's
where
fine.
are you guys? And they expected me to come in a half an hour later.
Oh, that's a good
wow.
mistake to make.
Yeah.
Come on,
that happens.
you can wait. Yeah.
That's all right.
So, to not to cut you off, but like going into it, did you have a time goal, and where did you end up in relation to that time goal?
My goal was 15 hours.
Nice.
But got 16:08.
Okay.
And I had no idea. I just kind of looked at World's End, how I did there, Hellgate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I did sub 14 on both of those.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm trained up pretty well. 15, I'll shoot for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No excuses, but maybe the lack of sleep played a part in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little tired, but.
So how long after you finished, did they show up?
Well, I sat down. I did have some friends, my old friends from Garmisch. They saw me at the finish and they came over and got me a beer.
And a cucumber.
And yep, cucumber. But maybe 15 minutes later, they show up. Because my sister saw me on YouTube. There was, it was like a professional finish line. They had all the different, it looked like, in the Olympics or something. It showed the times and it had like the country sign and the different races. It would show that. And my sister saw it on YouTube on the live feed. And she texted my wife, "He just finished." And she's like, "What?" So they came over and I was drinking my beer. I hadn't had a beer since I think it was March 9th.
Wow.
So I was saving it for the finish.
Yeah, that's the place to do it.
Cool.
Nice.
So the aid stations, were they spread out similarly to stuff you would see here as far as mileage wise, roughly?
Yeah,
I don't know,
6 miles.
8, yeah.
I think maybe the farthest was 10 miles.
Right.
But that was in like the first 50K. There was
and how many
10-mile spot.
How many of those aid stations were you able to see your people at?
So the first aid station, it would have been like 11:30 at night. I was like, don't go there. It's only 6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other ones were really hard to get to.
Okay.
So you needed to hike in to get to those. So I was just like, wait till the halfway mark. It'll be sunlight. And that's where you could actually drive to that one.
Gotcha.
And then there was the Hubertushof, which was the 50K mark, Mittenwald and Schloss Elmau, those 3, and then skip 1. And then they had to take a lift, like a gondola, to get up to the top of the mountain to go to the next aid station.
Nice.
So you saw them quite a bit, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
similar to these. Yep.
Yeah. Those are the important times to see them. It was just cool that they could be there, just like Marisa said in the chat. It was just awesome, probably to have your people at the finish celebrating with you.
Yep.
Nice.
It was awesome.
So what you don't have it with you? It's upstairs. But what did you get for finishing that race?
I got a polar fleece vest. It just
Wow.
said Zugspitz Ultratrail finisher, black, and it has the year, and then just a little medal.
Cool.
Nice.
No belt buckles or anything, just a finisher medal. Zugspitz Ultratrail.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So that rate, what time did the race start?
Started at 10:15 at night.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're 15 hours, you're comparing it to World's End, but you're also running the majority of it in the pitch black with a headlamp.
Right.
So it makes sense that you're a couple hours slower or
World's End is daylight.
Yeah. Interesting. One thing when you were saying about you could see headlamps for miles and miles on a couple of those climbs, one thing I remember about, I don't know if it was Tahoe or just a couple of the longer ones I've done out west where there aren't many trees, is that your depth perception is so messed up. When you see a headlamp or a light, it's easy to think that it's like right there, when in reality they're like 20 minutes away from you or half hour away from you, especially on some of those.
Or sometimes the opposite. You're like, holy crap, that light is so far away.
Yeah.
But then it's not. It's like 500-foot climb or whatever.
Right.
So not horrible.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Boy, Grace, do you have any other intense questions about this race?
Yeah. So what advice would you give to other people, or encouragement would you give to other people who are interested in going over to Europe for a trail race?
Do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. Don't wait. Just go for it. It was such an awesome experience. I'm so happy I did it. Garmisch I recommend this race. It's not like all the fanfare like UTMB, but it's Germany's biggest trail race. And it was awesome. There's awesome food and drinks in Germany, and it's not expensive. Once you're over there, a beer at a restaurant is €4.
Wow.
So
Nice.
put that into perspective. Like you go to a restaurant here, it's like $8 for a beer.
Yeah.
And you can get an awesome meal like Schweinebraten, roast pork, or pork knuckle. And it's probably only like 12-15 euros for a huge plate of food.
Nice.
So, yeah, the culture in Bavaria is awesome. So I think if someone wants to go to Europe to do a race, this is an awesome place to go.
Yeah,
like I said, speak English.
Right.
You can get by real well. Like that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Germans know like 5 languages. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Their school system, they're like, we're just going to teach you 5 languages. You'll be fine.
Yeah. They learn English at a young age.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I want to know what else you have coming up this year, but I've been waiting the whole episode because you said you had a surprise to tell us about it.
Well, so today I learned that there's going to be a 100-miler at the Zugspitz race.
Oh, next year.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I saw the flyby trail marking, and I was like, okay, I want to go back next year. So if I don't get into Western States or Hard Rock, I'm going to Germany and I'm going to run the 100-miler.
Oh, you're killing me. What's the elevation gain going to be like on that, Barry?
26,000.
Oh,
ouch.
Oh.
Do they allow pacers?
That's a good question.
I don't know about the 100-miler, but no pacers allowed for the 100K.
Yeah, it's not as common over there, but like everybody uses poles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this 100-miler, I don't want to get off track, and we got to shut this down pretty quick. But is there trails they're adding on to, or like if they haven't done it in 10 years, why all of a sudden?
So you run the same route, and you go like at where I went at nighttime, and up to the highest point. Then you go down, and instead of continuing, you climb another mountain the other way, wrap back around, and then eventually, so it adds like a lollipop basically. But a monster. So it's like an extra Call of the Wilds. Yeah. And then you get back on the same route and go.
Why?
Nice.
Why did you do this to me?
You would love it there. You guys should go.
Oh, man. I might have to message you about some things.
Anytime.
It's interesting. No, that's
Save
cool.
up those pennies.
So you're going to try for the Western States again. How many tickets do you have?
I'll have 8 tickets.
Oh, man.
Good.
And then Hard Rock, second year. I qualified doing Grindstone.
Okay.
Nice.
So second year getting into that one. But we'll see. So that'll dictate Germany.
Right.
But before that.
Yes. Eastern States. Gotta go back.
Going back to Eastern.
Yeah.
I'm doing it solo.
Nice.
Good.
And I got Catoctin 50K
Yeah.
before that one.
Yeah, that's next weekend. Not this weekend, but next. Is that right?
July 13th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's in like 3 weeks. Nice.
I also signed up for the Trails for Tails, a 40-miler.
Yay, Neil's race. That's a good one.
You going to do it?
I will definitely be there volunteering. I don't know if I'll race that one, but the race director, Neil Barnaba, is a friend, and so excited to support him.
It's $50, and it supports the dogs and probably cats, too.
Yeah. Great race. And I think you can run with your dog on that one. Am I right?
I don't know.
I think
Sounds
so.
Fun.
I know that we talked before. He hasn't done this yet, but we talked before about trying to get at least one of his races with a Canicross division, which would be super cool. Because there's not a lot of those. But Trails for Tails is going to be, so I'll definitely be there. I'll see you there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Also,
and that one has a relay.
Races. Oh yeah, 40-mile relay.
Yeah, that's got a relay. So you know what I could do is just join one of the relay teams.
There you go.
Yeah. And what else you got?
I signed up for a race in Iowa. A 100-miler, Mines of Spain 100. We're going out to the Midwest. That's where my wife is from. And
nice.
I was searching like what 100-milers are out there. October 18th. Okay, we're going to go October 12th to the 26th. So kind of doing it around the race. I'm on the wait list.
Okay.
I was 65. Now I'm number 11.
Oh,
okay.
I'm getting into that one.
Yeah.
And then
she's from Iowa, or she's from generally the Midwest?
She's from Illinois.
Illinois.
It's right along the Mississippi.
Yeah.
100-miler, 14,000 feet.
Nice. I'm from Michigan, so I have kindred spirits with my Midwestern folk.
Yeah.
You know, we are from the flatlands where we are all nice to each other.
Yeah.
And everybody.
Good old country folk.
Yeah, everybody watches the football games, and
everybody knows your name.
Everybody knows your name.
Troubles are all the same.
Yep.
Yeah, like that.
That happened in Boston, but
same difference.
Trails for Tails was Marissa's first ultra.
Yeah, that's a good race.
Man, you're busy fella.
Are you signed up for a Slopeside Slumber Party? There you go. Throw that one in there.
Here we
August.
go.
When is it?
You know, Slopeside Summer Party. It's actually not far from you. It's at Round Top. Ski Round
When
Top.
is it?
August 17th.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think I might be helping out Luke.
Yeah.
He's doing the Twisted Branch.
Oh yeah, Twisted Branch is the same
I
weekend.
might not be around.
Yep. Well, if you're not helping Luke, there you go. It's a place to get a lot of vertical gain in 3 hours. It's the highest point in York County.
Ooh.
Yeah. There you go. It's just a 1.5 mile loop up and down.
I split board it.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
You done, Grace? Are you done?
You know, Eric, you're my friend.
Oh, Derek, thanks for coming on. That sounds like an amazing race and an amazing experience, and that's what it's all about, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thanks for coming on and sharing everything with us, and can't wait to see all of your other adventures. You have a great lineup for the rest of the year, and hope you get into Western States next year. I mean, you're going to have fun no matter what. One of those races, maybe get into all three and just see what happens.
Who knows? I want to congratulate your daughter for kicking butt.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
She's cross-country season just started today. Practice started today.
Nice.
So she's excited to transition over to that and keep moving forward. So I appreciate that, Barry.
No problem.
Fabulous. All right. Barry, what are you doing this weekend?
Well, Eastern States training.
There you go.
Boy, treadmill. Dun, dun, dun.
It starts at 8:30 today.
No,
Nice.
good for you. I like your laid out planning. We'll see. I'll see you at Tomb Flats, 63 miles in at Eastern State. So you won't be solo. You know
All right.
that.
Give me a boost when I'm out there.
I'll give you something.
I'll need a boost.
I'm gonna buy a cucumber just for you. One of those.
Some tomatoes.
Put it right in your pack.
Put it in my quiver.
Yeah.
There you go.
No. All right. Well, let's wrap this up, Grace. We went long again. Gosh,
Yep.
Grace, I told you.
Yep. I tried to get us moving in the beginning. You know.
All right, Barry. Well, just like most of the guests we have, you have a ton lined up. Hopefully, we can have you on again to talk about your fun adventures of and the memories you're making to talk to other people about. So hopefully, we'll have you on again in the near future.
Yeah. Anytime.
And we appreciate your time being on the show. Grace, you didn't ask me what I'm doing this weekend. Go ahead, ask me.
What are you doing this weekend, Eric?
I'm going to the White Mountains with our friends, Erica and Jesse and Laura and Chris and Gibby, and we're going to run the Pemi Loop, which is
You didn't invite me. That's fine.
30.
I have my own friends.
What had happened was, I don't know. I'm not in charge of the things, so
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go
Out.
I'm gonna go write in my diary for a little while, and then I'm gonna find a new partner for a podcast. No, I'm gonna come back here. I hope you have a lot of fun this weekend. That's an awesome group, and I convinced Tess to come with me on the Black Forest Trail.
What? This weekend?
Yeah, we're gonna have fun on the Black Forest Trail.
The whole thing?
No.
Just a section?
No. Yeah, just a section of it.
Nice.
Yeah, just a little bit of it. We're gonna have fun.
Should be a fun
Nice.
weekend for that. Sounds like a blast.
We're gonna have so much fun.
All right. Serious talk before we check out. You people watching aren't giving us the comments, aren't giving us the ratings, or what else, Grace? What you want me to yell at them? What you want me to say?
I did not say yell at them.
Yeah.
I said positive motivation.
Positive feedback on
So-
the YouTubes and the
Yeah.
podcast, right?
Yeah, we get some comments on the YouTubes, which is good. We haven't gotten any reviews on iTunes since 2023, and that really helps it really helps with our ratings. So then other people will watch the show, and it's all a sham. It's all a sham.
If you click on the podcast form of us tomorrow, because you don't want to see us live and you don't want to see our faces, if you click on that iTunes on your silly iPhone, before you listen to it, type something in, right?
So preferably something about Eric.
Yeah, that's totally fine. About 69, it doesn't matter. We don't care. About Barry's outfit tonight, about the mask on the wall behind him that kind of want to know the story about that, but we're running out of time.
And Marisa said that she just commented into the chat. She just commented, I'm on it. I can't wait to see what Marisa, oh my gosh, I love this mask. I can't wait to see what Marisa puts in her review, and we're probably going to read it next week. So if you write a review, we will read it. I will read it in my reading voice. You don't want Eric to read it.
All right, I'm shutting her down.
Okay.
Take us, Grace.
Thanks, Barry.